Welcome to my studio. I had a big disappointment this morning when I woke up. So I threw these pots yesterday, and I threw them off the hump, which I do that a lot for communion cups. I haven't done it as much for coffee mugs lately. And what I discovered is, one, I left the base too thick, and 7 of the 10 have S cracks. Now I'm dividing these into 3 categories. Ones that have no S crack. We're in Waco, Texas, that are just got a nice foot. These 3 only are like that. Got good connections on the handle. So these 3 are good to go. I'll just leave them here. These 1, 2, 3. Let me introduce you to my assistant, Jakin. This is Jakin. He's going to help me out. He's the videographer, and he sneaks around here to be my assistant. So these 3 have S cracks that don't go all the way through. And these 4 have S cracks that go all the way through. So what I do with S cracks that go all the way through, and sometimes with these S cracks that don't go all the way through, is I recycle them. You want to put that in the water bucket, Bubba? You can just put it right in there. We are going to recycle these. Sometimes you can, we'll put the pieces in there. Excuse me, Bubba. But just go ahead and drop it in there. Those will become a pot for another day. I usually don't like to crumble things up here where it's going to create a lot of free silica. But now it's in the water. Crumple those up. But what do we do with the last 3? These 3 right here. So, I don't want to sell junk. I don't want to sell stuff with S cracks, but I also don't always want to throw those away. So what I'm going to show you is a way to cover up those S cracks, because these are not going to affect the structural soundness. Once we put a glaze on this thing, it's going to cover up all that stuff. It's really just the aesthetics. So what I've been doing lately is I got you can use any type of slip. I got slip here. This is Mako Cone 5 slip that I use for slip casting. And what I'm going to do is, if you can see that S crack, it's just a little tiny S crack there. I'm actually just going to cover it up with some slip right there. I might have to do this a couple times to get that S crack all done, all gone. Sometimes I'll put it back on the wheel. I'll get a little bit of slip on there, and I'll just put it back on the wheel upside down to get a good spiral at the base there, so it doesn't look just like kind of random brush strokes. But that's a way, you get better at not getting S cracks the more you do stuff. And so I remember when I was starting to throw those communion cups, I had about 50% S cracks until I learned how to really compress the base as I threw, and then also get the right depth. Watch out, don't touch it too much, Bubba. And get the right depth of my trimming. But that's what we do right there. Those S cracks will disappear, and then you can fire them. No one will ever know there was an S crack there. And then we'll glaze it up. So that is what I do with S cracks. Hey guys, if you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button and be the first one to know when we release new videos or when we have a new batch coming out of the kiln. If you want to see the gear or the materials we used, check out the link in the descriptions. And lastly, if you have questions or thoughts, leave me a comment in the comments below. I'm here to help. See you next time.